Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you may be. I am your intrepid host, Mr. David Null, also known as Hawkeye Two Feathers. And this is the next in a series that I've been asked to do um, to help people to understand what's going on with the transition and all of the things that are going on in the universe right now, all the new things. Now, I want to give a hearty hi, everyone. I hope that this information is helpful to you, especially to folks who may be struggling with some of this stuff, because to a lot of folks, this is very new. Okay. Now, this is my disclaimer. All right. I'm a very humble person, and the last thing I wish for anybody to do is like, am I coming out here and trying to make you believe that this is some kind of a cult or something or whatever? This has nothing to do with a cult, has nothing to do with religion. It has to do with spirituality. How you, me, and the rest of us are going to go into this next transition. Okay. What is absolutely happening right now. So that's my disclaimer. I have asked the spirits to please, I don't really want to do this, but I understand that this is my mission and that I am a communicator, and they have given me instructions, if you will, to be able to talk about these topics. And so I do lengthy videos if you look at any of them that I've done in the past. But I have these broken down into basic steps. So the last video I did, actually just a few minutes ago, had to do with meditation. Now, I'm just going to simply state in this video that meditation is the key. And if you have skipped around or didn't watch the last one and you got to this one and you're having trouble with meditation, go back, because there was a couple of really good questions that were asked and it seemed to help some folks. So please just go back in, check it out. You can skip ahead, etc. So now the topic for this particular one. Now, I have a blanket statement I'm going to make at the beginning of each one of these. Now, there are big changes that are unfolding for all beings upon this planet. And I think most of us understand that. Being aware that these changes are here and that there are more coming is to be open to newer ideas and philosophies. This is not about following blindly. Okay. Let me restate that. This has nothing to do with following something blindly. This is to help you see so that you aren't walking in the dark with what's going on. Okay. This is the understanding that we are moving into new realities. All right. Quantum shift, however you wish to put it. Okay. So that's my opening statement, and we'll go on. Now, this particular video is understanding your core values, or understanding who you are, what is at your core. And there are many people like, well, I believe in this and I believe in that, and okay, but I can't answer this for you, but you need to take a deep, hard look at yourself and say, but are you really, how much of that are you practicing? Now, I can't answer that. I'm not making a judgment call, but when you look at the grand scheme of things in this world, in the universe, what is important? Now, I wish to bring this up. There are a lot of people who are worried about, oh my God, the economy is going to fall and all these other kind of things are going to happen. And all they're worried about is gold, silver, their blockchain, Bitcoin, whatever it is. And they're not really worried about what's really happening, which is the spiritual. So if your focus is on wealth of material things, then your core value's off. Okay. Now, should you ignore it? Not saying that, but if you're only focused, and there are a lot of people like this, man, I'm like, you know what? What? Oh yeah, I buy more silver. What's it going to do you? You can't eat silver or gold or platinum or any of that. Can't eat a Bitcoin. If you wish to do something that is constructive, that is for your core value, will help you raise your vibration, buy seeds, buy a bag of potting soil, plant something. What? It has no value. Well, you can't eat gold or silver or anything else for that matter like that. But if you plant some lettuce or spinach or something that grows in 30 days, you're going to have food. And if you learn, you're also going to get connected to the earth. You're going to get connected to the earth energies, what I have called in the past as earth magic. The old time druids and so forth, you know, people say, "Ooh, they did sacrifices." Let me clarify something just really quick. The old folks, the old quote druids and I can't the Celts and folks in the old days, oh, they did sacrifices. Let me tell you, any person, any being, anybody who's into earth magic would never sacrifice an animal. Now, they could be black magic, and okie dokie, black magicians did that. But they have grouped pagans and druids and all these other old type religions or beliefs. They weren't really religions, they were beliefs. It was like a tribe. They understood earth magic. And people say, "Oh, but they worship the sun." No, they gave thanks. You know, I've done videos on that about the difference between worship and adore. Okay. If you look at the old Bible terms, they changed the word adore to the word worship. Christ never asked anybody, or God never asked him, you know, not the real God, never said a word about worship. He said to adore. So people think about Native Americans and other tribes and they think, oh, they're worshiping the sun. They're giving thanks to creation. Okay. Oh, these people are savages. Well, what's going on with this new age stuff right now? People are going back to the earth. Does that mean now they're savages? Or are they just now beginning to know, quote, what these savages have known from the day they were born because of how they were raised, the energy with which they were raised in this society and this and the thinking and whatever? That has to do with core, your core. What is your core? Okay. Now, to get to your core, who are you? All right. Well, for example, I was a mechanical engineer. I did 3D CAD. I worked in a big manufacturing situation for almost 8 years. You know, I knew hundreds of people, did things here or there. Hi, Miss Sherry, back at you again. So people have a different idea of what their core value is. So I simply state to folks, okay, who are you? Do you go out of your way to help someone? Do you get burned a lot? Well, you know, helping someone and getting your fingers smashed every time you go help someone or somebody, you know, you end up spending money or whatever it might be. There are some times when you just got to go, I'm sorry. You know, it really is a waste of my time. But there are other times too, you know, if somebody says, you know, oh, come help me move on Saturday. And you go, I really wanted to go fishing. But you know what? You have to take a stop, especially now. You have to take a stop and go, but wait a minute. Things are changing now. Maybe this is an opportunity if I go help my friend or sister or family member, whatever, to move out of their apartment. I might meet someone. Maybe I can put a seed, a spark into them and go, hey, you been meditating lately? Or, hey, what do you think about the stars changing? Or hey, just hi. Sending a positive thought or sending giving someone a smile, shaking their hand and giving them my steak. So, you know, you might be missing an opportunity when you say, well, I don't really have time for that. Maybe you don't. That's your call. But it may be, especially now, that you take the time. Because now one of the things, and I'm not really an Oprah fan, okay, but one of the things she brought up years ago was to pay it forward. And I've been doing that for a long time, long before Oprah ever brought it up. Do something nice for somebody. Stop, help them change your tire. Hey, let me give you money, Nat. Well, unless I was broke. Well, if you got $2, I could use it, but I would much rather you help someone else. Just if somebody else has got a flat tire and you can stop, then I just want you to help someone else. That's my wish. Okay. And there are quite a few of us still out here that wish to pay it forward. So if that is your core belief, to pay things forward, you're on the right track, because that is a positive frequency. When you are doing things for others versus for the self, that vibrational change, it goes way up. It didn't just go up a little bit, it goes ding. So that's a very good thing. So service to others is one of the key factors that the galactics and the spirit guides are saying. We must be spend more time on our fellow man for a bunch of reasons, because as we help our fellow man, especially with any type of personal contact or whatever, if we do these things, then we're going to interact with our frequencies. We're going to be able to give them a smile. We're going to be able to maybe change the paradigm. Maybe they're having a shitty day, and you can smile and tell them a joke and go, you bet you've had a crappy day, but you know what? Come on, smile. Here, let me buy you a soda or whatever. We have the opportunity to change things for other people simply by just coming in with a smile or whatever, or a pat on the back. Maybe they need a hug. So if you just turn down the opportunity, well, I'd rather go fishing and be by myself. Now's the time when we need to reach out to other people. That's what spirit guides are saying, and a lot of other folks too. It's about service to others. Now, should you drain your bank account and sell your house? That ain't going there. But if you've got the means and it's sitting in your bank account and you know somebody, and maybe you've got, they're a lazy bum or whatever, maybe you should go over there. Maybe you should just stop with your own attitude. Stop judging someone else. You have no idea what mental issues someone might have, okay? Oh, they're lazy and they're just a couch potato and they're just going to take the money and buy beer. Well, then go buy them something. Don't allow them to spend the money. Go buy them a couple bags of groceries. It's worth something, Take them out to dinner. Buy them a thing to go to Chick-fil-A. You know what I mean? Do something for a family member, for anybody. I'm sure you know somebody out there that could use something. Now, again, don't go broke. Don't put yourself in a bind that you can't survive, because it's important for each one of us to survive. But even as broke as I am, I've given money to people I didn't even know, because it just seemed to be the thing to do at the time. And could I get by? Well, yeah, I got my house. It's paid for. I only got one or two small leaks in the roof, and electricity's paid, and blah blah blah. So I'm as comfortable as I really need to be. So, but somebody else might not be. And even though it might be my last $10, I look at my life now and say, well, it might be my last $10. I got some quarters at the house and a piggy bank. My check comes in a few days. I got enough food and water at the house. I got gas in the truck. Do I really need anything? Well, I got a few cigarettes. Well, I got some tobacco and some papers. So I look at my life and go, they might need that $10 more than me. Because in my own life, I got things covered. I can get by. So if we look to service others, I did that one time and I found a scratch-off ticket for $40 and I gave them my last 10, ended up with 30 extra. I gave another $5 to somebody, put gas in my tank. I was like, oh my God, I found a scratch-off that somebody had dropped, anyway. So it will come back to you. Maybe not that right away, but it will come back to you. And if nothing else, you just have to pay it forward. That's the positive energy. That's the core values people need to be looking at. Now, as part of this core value, and I've spoke on this before, but this is part of the series. So you can go back in some of my other videos and I talk at great length about some of this stuff, but I'm going to try to keep this short. And this has to do with nature. All right. In the previous video I did about meditation, use a tree to meditate, to help you meditate, to help you to expand your own awareness, your thoughts, your meditative skills, so forth. Help you relax, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But here's something that a lot of people miss. And they think, well, I live in an apartment on the second floor and I meditate and I give to a charity and I do these things and I recycle my bottles and I go to the park once a week, and they think they're like attuned to the universe. Now, I'm not going to say that they're not, but If their lifestyle is such that they only touch the dirt every once in a while and they're walking mostly on pavement and concrete and second story and whatever, concrete, steel, wood, whatever, you're not in touch with Mother Earth. And you must make the effort to make the connection because that's part of the core energy. Okay. We all must begin to accept Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, however you. She likes Mother Earth pretty good. A lot of folks call her Gaia, and that name is never really set with me. But Mother Earth, just stick with that. Mother Earth has energy to share with us to help us in this transition. Why meditate with the tree? Because of the knowledge, because of the awareness, because you are understanding that your core value is more than you as a human being, as a 3D entity in this particular frame, this realm that we're in right now, the matrix, if you will. Okay. So, your core value, who are you? Would you give your last $5? And if you say, well, hell no, it's mine. Well, then never mind. Because this is a time when we need to think of others, not just for one particular reason. It's because in this new rule of the universe, instead of having 10 commandments, there's only going to be one rule, and that's to do no harm to any other being. And how many folk can do that? I've spoke about this before, and I will again. But it's very, very important because this is going to be part of the schooling. Do you understand that we shouldn't step on an ant, at least not on purpose? We should not go out and kill things. Oh, we put out poisons. We do all these things. The kill the weeds and kill this. Kill, 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 kill. Everything's kill. You mow the grass, you're killing something. You're pulling weeds. Kill, kill, kill. Hang on. Wrong attitude. We need to change that paradigm. But society has trained us this way. Mow the lawn at least once a week, when twice a month is actually better for the grass. Never cut it. There are so many things. I used to be a landscape artist and so forth. So I've worked outside and gardening and so forth. So I get this stuff. And when you respect Mother Nature, when you respect the earth, when you think about the earth before you think about yourself, what is my impact here? I'm going to throw this thing out. Even, I've had my tirades about plastics. If you continue to use plastic bottles when you know that plastic is nasty for the earth, shame on you. And there's no excuse in the world because you can change your attitude. How much do you love Mother Earth? Do you love Mother Earth enough to never use another plastic bottle unless it's an emergency? You ran out of water, something's happened, and all they got is bottled water. Okay, there are circumstances. But if you willingly go into a store and buy a drink in a plastic bottle, and there's a can or there's something, and there's another choice, and you don't take it, shame on you, because you don't care. That shows that you're not attached to the core value. The core value is do no harm. Plastic harms, period. It hurts when they make it. It hurts when they truck it back and forth. All the plastic never makes it back into the system. I mean, that's enough of that. But to the point though, once you understand this and you refuse to change your evil ways, as it were, then shame on you. Your core value is just, well, it's okay. Everybody else does it. That's the point. If you refuse to change your way of thinking, it's not just plastic bottles, but it's about other things. It's about this. Are you thinking about yourself? It doesn't matter. I'll throw it in the garbage. It'll go somewhere. We won't have to worry about it. You're not being aware of the universe. You're shoving it aside. You're allowing society to cloud your thoughts, to cloud what's important. It clouds your core value because there are a lot of people that I know who are lovely, absolute, wouldn't harm a flea, but use pounds of plastic every week. Pounds and pounds of plastic every week. But they love the earth. but they won't quit using plastic. And I'm thinking to myself, but you're lying to yourself. You're lying to me. Oh, but I love the earth. No, you don't. Quit using the plastic. There are alternatives. Don't want to. Oh, but it's too much trouble. Yeah, but you want Mother Earth to absorb all this crap. Okay, I'm getting on a tirade again. But it really does have to do with your core value. Are you really thinking about this? You throw a tire away, or whatever it is. Everything we do, if you buy something from a store, somewhere back down the line, somebody had to make it. There was trash involved. There's usually some kind of oil or some kind of lubricant involved because there's a machine involved. Bottling machines use a lot of oil and stuff to keep everything moving. All the electricity that's used to make and produce all these things. I mean, as you go into it, if you think about even glass bottles, although they can be recycled, and they're glass is sand, for goodness sake, just heat it up. And so it is a natural thing and can go back to the earth. Oh, but it's too much trouble. Okay. If we continue on with this thought, which is where we need to change this new world, if we're going to fix it, we have to stop doing these things. We have to understand that everything we buy, everything we purchase, see, watch, or whatever, has some kind of mechanical thing to it. And that mechanical thing needs oil, gas, electricity, or whatever in order to work. So whatever we do, this computer, the whole thing, my light bulb, everything has been manufactured, okay? And in that, nasty things are used in the manufacturing process. So you say, well, I buy eco bulbs. Yeah, but you know what it takes to make an eco bulb? What are the chemicals involved? What are the sideline spills and the things in the factories that make these things? You say, well, but I'm buying eco. But are you? Do you understand the process? Do you understand what Mother Earth is going through because it's convenient for you? That's the core value. That's the core thing, because in that it means do no harm to any other being. It means microbes. It means flies. It means earthworms. It means frogs, tadpoles, birds, and humans. Everything. Do no harm to any being. Okay, so when we fluff it out of mind, that doesn't matter. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. Whatever. You're missing your core value. Plain and simple. So you can argue with me all day long about it doesn't matter. Fine. If your mind is made up in that respect, I'm not going to argue with you. But I am telling you that it is part of the bigger thing. It needs to be a part of your core, because the galactics, the angels, the spirits, you can't take this stuff with you into the fourth. Ain't gonna fly. Okay. It's not me, it's the rules. You just can't take this stuff with you. You can't take the negative energy with you. I mean, every piece of plastic and all this stuff, it's as it's being manufactured, there are all these things that are done that are chemicals, and they're why do you think they have all these injection wells that they're getting rid of toxic waste? They're pushing it deep into the ground and fracking oil out of it and creating earthquakes. Well, where are all these millions of gallons of all this toxic stuff coming from? It's coming from manufacturing plants, because they've contaminated solutions and machining oils, and that just cleaning the floors from just the work and garbage and things and stuff. It all accumulates. It's unbelievable how much it accumulates. But you just see the end product. You just see a plastic bottle with water in it at the end of the day. You don't see the entire process or what has happened to the earth to get every one of those plastic bottles. I'm just picking on plastic bottles for right now because it's a simple thing. But it's so ingrained in our minds that that's the only thing we can do. If you got to buy bottled water, buy in a gallon jug instead of a million different little, okay, I get it. I buy a gallon of water every once in a while. I get distilled water. Okay, sure. But I'm not buying cases upon cases of bottled water that people go through once a week. Okay. All right. But there are other things. Now, but if you understand that everything that we do has a consequence, everything we purchase, etc., then you realize, oh, holy crap. I really impact what I buy impacts the entire planet. They may be doing me a favor by giving me a plastic bottle with water in it, but what is really happening? So it's also an awareness of, oh my God, every time I buy one of those, every time I go over here, what is my life doing that's affecting this planet? Oh, holy crap. It will change your core thought, but you really got to work on it. I mean, I will go thirsty before I'll buy a plastic container of water or whatever. I mean, I got to be dying. But I usually take water with me in a container in the vehicle if I go somewhere, so I like plan ahead. You can get stainless steel containers. They never rust. They don't wear out. You're not going to get anything nasty from it. And you can get water almost anywhere. I mean, in a lot of places. And it may not be what you want, but it's like, okay. And if you plan ahead, you can always have water, anyway. If you wish to, you can change it. So how bad do you wish this? When we switch to this new dimension, those kind of things are going to have to go. Just ain't going to be allowed because it's detrimental to the earth, to the universe, and to other living beings. Because it violates the one primary law of the universe: do no harm. So think about that. And you say, well, Dave, aren't you going a little crazy? No. I'm still hammering on this subject because they're hammering me with it. This core value is important because it sets up who you are. It sets up your soul. It sets up your heart, your thinking. I mean, it's really deep. Okay. So with, and when you understand that everything that you do has some type of effect. Now, I'm living around the house and, I got fans on because it's hot in the South. I don't have air conditioning because I can't afford it. And I found out that I actually survive better without AC in the summertime because, I'm not used to it being 75 or 6 in the house. I mean, I go to some folks' house and it's so cold in the damn house, I got to wear a long sleeve shirt in the summertime. In the wintertime, they keep their house at 85 and I can't be there either. I got to open a window. So I get used to my surroundings. That's me, but it's healthier for you. It's cheaper on electricity. And so people say, ooh, I got to have this a certain way. And this has always got to be on. Take a look at your life. Use an electronic phone, but shut it off when you don't need it. I close my computer. I unplug my router. If I go somewhere, if I'm not using it or I'm not listening to something on internet radio, which is one of my, I love internet radio of different things. But anyway, so my router stays on more than I should probably, but I unplug it. I'm there just sometimes I just go over to the damn thing, unplug it, shut the computer down and say, I'm not having any of this right now. Okay. Because I know that the lights affect me, the energy, blah, blah, blah. It's distracting me maybe from a meditation I need to be paying attention to. So, we have control of these things, but a lot of people just don't care. It's on. I don't care. You need to start caring because awareness of what you are and who you are in the universe, not just on this planet, but in the universe. When you become aware of all things that you may affect by what your behavior is, by what your core values are, it means a lot in the universe. And I'm telling you, the universe is listening, watching, and paying attention because it's all about vibrations. It's all about frequencies. So when you do these things, your frequencies improve. You do these other things that they improve. And so that you become a lighter being. You become a light being. You become the star seed that we all are. You manifest yourself. So, yes. Now I talk about Mother Earth and and the planet and up to trees and so forth. But there's something in there that the Native Americans and other indigenous folks too, any indigenous tribe understands this, that all things natural are sacred. And a lot of folks have just lost what that means. Sacred. Sacred. Now it might be, well, a priest blessed this piece of land and now it's sacred. Okay. Maybe there was a battle and a lot of people died on this one piece of dirt on the earth, and it becomes like consecrated ground through the death and the blood and all of the energies. How many people think that the entire earth is sacred? How many people understand that when we walk on Mother Earth, drive on Mother Earth, we are driving on a sacred being? How many folks really get that? Oh yeah, Mother Earth, she's alive. Yeah, okay. No. Indigenous tribes understand that Mother Earth is sacred. Now, sacred in terms of that we don't worship Mother Earth, but we respect her, we honor her, we adore her, and above all, we treat her as a sacred entity. Sacred in the universe, sacred in all things. Okay, if you want to think that you're going to church, just walk outside and sit down in a nice park. Just be quiet for a few minutes and allow nature to overcome you. If you don't feel that that's some kind of sacredness in there, say, oh, what the beautiful trees and the smell of the flowers, and that's sacred. That's holiness right there, okay? I mean, me being raised a Catholic in a church and all, okay, holiness. Oh, and in the older religions, if you will, in the traditional tribes and them savages and folks that are indigenous folk, they respect every grain of sand. Mother Earth is a sacred being. They get it. She is alive. She is this, and she is sacred, and we should treat her so. How many people understand the sacredness of Mother Earth, which ties us to the rest of the universe? So when you begin to, if you don't quite get it, just allow yourself to think about it. Just open up the possibility. Well, wait a minute, because that's what this transition is. Folks who aren't used to thinking of Mother Earth as a sacred being are going to have to learn this in the transition. Going to have to learn that all things in the universe are sacred. You're sacred. I'm sacred. Everything is sacred, because we should do no harm to one another or to another being or whatever, especially for our own gain, for our own personal necessities and greed. So this core value, this sacredness of all things that ties us together in this quantum realm on this 3D, but going into the fourth. Remember, this is a transition. I mean, imagine jumping off a 50-foot bridge and into the water, and you've never swam before, or you watched a movie about swimming, but you've never done it. And the last thing you've ever done is like jump off a 50-foot cliff or bridge or something, or jump off a 10-foot bridge, jump off a 2-foot bridge. To the point, though, ascension is that it's jumping off a bridge into waters we've never been into. And who in the hell would want that for anybody? Well, somebody showed me if you go like this, I can swim. Well, somebody taught me I could meditate so I can jump into the fourth dimension. Really? Can you jump off a 40-foot bridge and land in the water and say you're going to swim and everything's going to be hunky-dory? Do you get it? Do you understand it? Do you know what the current is? I mean, no, what's best is for you to go down to the beach and wade in the water, get your little feetsies wet, Wade out, make sure there's no rocks under there. I mean, first thing at Boy Scouts when you go swimming somewhere, you walk in the water first. Check out for any debris. Clean out, make sure there's no stumps. You dive in, kill yourself or get hurt, which is even worse. Killing yourself, well, you don't have to worry about the pain. But anyway, I digress. Been hurt too many times diving in the waters I didn't pay attention to. But to the point, though, as a kid, we all needed to wade into the water. We need that transition. We need to find out if the water's too cold, too hot, too this, too that, whatever. We need to wade in. So this transition, we're wading in the water, folks. That's basically it. We're getting used to the water. We know oh my God, there's the ocean. I've seen it in pictures. I've heard about it. But you want me to jump off a cliff into the Pacific? Nah, I don't think so. I'm going down to the beach first. So technically, we're all going to meet on the beach. This is a meeting on the beach. I should have a little umbrella and a glass. We're meeting on the beach for Mai Tais or whatever, favorite lemonade beverage might be. But to the point, though, so these little discussions I'm going to have is us wading in the water. How we wade into this, how we transition into it, how we get used to it without having to jump off a darn cliff. I hope this makes sense. Yes, well, I think I've pretty much stated this, but in this sacredness, in this core value, in this belief, it's that we are all connected. But I noticed that I had that underlined there in my notes, and they're asking me to remind you also, is that with all of this core knowledge with Mother Earth and understanding all these things, the sacredness of the universe. Now, to kind of clarify, if something is sacred, it doesn't mean that we should worship it. I got to make that perfectly clear. This isn't about worshiping anything. It has to do with respect and honor greatly, hugely. Respect, honor, respect, honor. When I started learning about Native American shamanism and things, and I'm sitting and I'm learning and listening and watching. It's all about honor. That's what it is. The sun comes up, you honor it. You don't worship it. You say thank you. And now we find out that we're actually connected in an electrical universe, if you will, and that there is a magnetism between us and the sun and different planets. All this science is coming out now. Indigenous folks know this inside. They're like born with it. But here's the trick. All of us are born with this. Now, I say white people because, I'm mostly Caucasian. Well, half Caucasian at least. But to the point where I was raised in the white community versus, Spanish or, okay. And in the white community, everything was, growing up in the 50s, everything was a paved driveway and everything had sidewalks. And, we lived in a neighborhood with our houses close together and the drill. But at least we had outdoors and at least all the kids in the neighborhood played. I don't remember any kind of fighting or anything. I remember sharing and getting, falling off of bikes and getting scraped knees and elbows, but I don't remember any of us fighting or stealing anything from each other when I was growing up. Yeah, we had little rival neighborhoods and some might call them gangs. But I mean, the worst we did was, throw little rocks at one another. Hey, you're in my, and it was silly, but we were little kids. But we learned to have respect. We learned to show honor. And of all the things in the galaxy, one of the things that I was taught for as far as the shaman is concerned was that when you say your prayers and you give thanks to the universe, you give thanks to the ancients, you give thanks to the elders, you give thanks to your brothers, your sisters, Father Sky, Sister Moon, Mother Earth. to the cosmos, and to all relations, meaning anything that you're connected with, all relations. I'm related to trees because we're both living. We're both critters. You know, trees could walk if they wanted to, but to the point though, we are all living beings. So the tree, it might be stationary mostly, but it's a living being. So in this core value, in the universe of things, in the quantum, when I thank the elders in all of my relations, that means I am thanking everything that I'm related to on the quantum level. And so when I say my prayers, I include everybody. Folks I don't know, folks I never met. Now some might say, well, you're giving thanks to a deity. Well, when I give thanks to the ancients don't need to be gods. When I give thanks to the elders, those are my elders, grandparents, and other grandparents and family. Okay, elders, elder folk, wisdom folk, the folk who taught me what I know. Thank you, elders. Period. You know, does it have, but is there any worship or any kind of, no, it's thank you to the elders. It's giving honor and respect to those who came before us. Those energies, those spirits are still part of this quantum. It's still part of this universe, even though we can't see them. My grandma still comes by on the 19th of September. Yesterday was my pop's birthday. It's 18 years ago, and his last birthday was in the damn hospital. But I love you, pops, and I know his energy's still around, so I give him respect and honor, but I don't worship him. But I respect him and thank him. Am I like doing anything out of the ordinary? I'm just giving thanks. So is that worship? You follow where I'm headed with this. But the thing is when we don't give thanks, when we don't honor those who passed or those who are already present, when we stop honoring other people, other entities, Mother Earth, Father Sky, you know, and it's not about the worship. It's not about a religion. It's about honor and respect. And it's very, 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 very important to honor all things. Don't have to like them. I mean, you know, a grizzly bear, I can honor and respect that grizzly bear. I don't necessarily have to like him and go up and pet him on the paw. Okay. There's like, let's be serious about this. But to the same point, it's like, yeah, but I honor and respect that grizzly bear. And I have had a black bear, a huge one, put its nose like right over my head was at the back of the tent. And when I looked up, I could see the bear's nose poking the tent over my face. That's how close that bear was to me. A thin piece of tent material. And was in the wilderness. What am I going to do? I just laid there and I whispered very quietly, thank you, bear, for not eating me. Thank you, bear, for coming to visit me. Thank you, bear, for honoring me with your presence. And the bear didn't touch a thing in the campsite, didn't touch the tent, and there were great big huge paw prints all around the tent. Down the river it went, disappeared. Never got bothered. Now, my significant other at the time I almost had to gag her and choke her to shut up, and don't, piss off the bear. But it was like, and she was supposed to be Native American and knew all this stuff. And I was like, why it's a bear. Yeah, well, but see, then I found out later on she used to hunt bears and eat them. And I was like, oh, no wonder you were scared that the bear put his nose on the tent. But to my world, in my place, in my realm, I chose to send out, I love you, bear, honor, respect, please don't eat me, and have a great day. My intent, and the bear left us alone. Now, a lot of other folks said that they had their tent broke into, and not by the same bear, but in similar instances in the wild. So it's like, I have laid in places where I've found fur from bears. I mean, out in the wilderness, out in the middle of nowhere, and find a spot that is just like, here, lay down and curl up, and then find out that I was in a spot that a bear laid in, or other type critter. And it's like I could feel the energy from the being, the beast, the critter. And I was so overwhelmed by the fact that I could feel the presence of that critter that I felt a connection. I felt that quantum long time ago. And so I get it with animals, wild animals, whatever. Now, again, I'm not saying you should go up and pet them on the nose, but if you show them respect, if you give them respect, if you honor them, there's a good possibility they'll just walk right by you. It's all about who you are. Now, there are some bears just going to eat you, and that's just all there is to it. And then you need to knock them in the head or something. But honor and respect to all things, our core value. It's a universal thing. And like I'm going to repeat one more time, please. It is very, very, very important to your soul, to your being, to the rest of the universe. So keep the honor, respect, and all of this stuff going. That has a lot to do with your core value, who you are, what you do in this life. Look back on all the things you buy. What does it take to produce that thing you buy? How much went into that candy bar? Where did the chocolate come from? Who picked it? How did it get here? Did it come on a boat? Did it fly in on a plane? How much energy was used to bring in the chocolate? I mean, what you do, I mean, I love chocolate, don't get me wrong, but, I take a bite out of it and go, oh my God, this is heavenly. And then I think, where'd this chocolate come from? There was some native in the jungle somewhere that's cutting cocoa out, and then it gets handed down, then it gets sent over here and blah, blah, blah. Do we understand? Do we honor all those people who touch what we eat, use, or whatever on a daily basis? Most of us don't have a clue. If you really want to focus in on what's going on and tune into the quantum, then when you say your prayers over a meal, you say, thank you for all of those who partook in bringing me this food. Thank you to all of the people in the stores. Thank you to all the truck drivers. Thank you to all the manufacturers. Thank you to the people who made the can. Thank you to the people who pulled the ore out of the ground. Thank you to the people in the factories that made the can. There's a lot of respect to go around, but a lot of energy from different people are going into all these things. It's all connected. Even in manufacturing, it's all connected. And other than plastics, they are recyclable in some way. So honor the universe, honor yourself, honor others, regardless if you like them or not, because that's what is expected of us. Now, to read what I think. I think we need to learn to honor our Mother Earth, and the feminine, and try not to dominate, poison, and take from her. I think it is tied to the feminine. I may be wrong. You're not wrong, Sherry. You're absolutely right. And what's going on now, because we're now out of Pisces and into Aquarius, we're moving out of the masculine and into the feminine. That's why I try. It's like, guys, you don't have to bow down and kiss people's feet. You just have to honor them. Just don't disagree with them. You don't have to like, just don't bitch somebody out. That's a positive thing, But yes, absolutely, Sherry, you're absolutely right on that one. I may be wrong, but I think masculines have been taught not to honor their feminine. They haven't. But think about this now. Now, I grew up in the age of women burning the bras. Women have been brought up not to honor themselves either. We have been taught by society and through society. And now with all these sex changes, I mean, there are 20 or 30 different rulings on, is it a girl or a boy or a him or a her, or I'm a transgender quad. You know what? Can't we just be people? And, you either got it or you don't. That's the way I look at it. You may think you're something else, but biologically, if you got it or you don't, there's a few folk that have both, but that's much more rare. But to the point, though, it's like, all right, if you want to change it or if you want to play dress up, either way, fine. But as far as society trying to tell us what gender we are, oh, you can't say, well, I went and said that, uh, that was a young boy. Well, oh, I made a mistake. His hair was short and it was actually a girl. I don't want to be called a boy. I want to be. Are you serious? That's how much we don't even honor each other. We don't honor ourselves. What a shame, you know? So we have to put on makeup so that we look better in the mirror. We don't even honor who we really are inside. We try to be something else. Or I feel like I should be something else. And, okay, fine. I'm not saying that playing dress up isn't, but are you respecting yourself? Are you honoring yourself? Are you honoring others by what you do? Now, if I want to put on makeup and dress up and go out somewhere, I'm going to go where nobody knows me. Why would I go somewhere and embarrass other people because they may see me? Oh, your hair is long there, therefore you must be queer. No, I just decided I wasn't going to cut my hair for a while, maybe till I die, who knows? But to the point, we judge things in the wrong way. We don't honor each other. We don't honor ourselves. And so the book, the bra burning thing back in the day, it's like women are like, well, I don't care. I'm going to let my legs grow out. Okay, fine. Guys don't usually, well, I can't say that anymore. Guys do shave their legs now, which I'm like, okay, you want to, and the wax jobs and okay, fine. In my day, it was like the guy is hairy, he's a guy, but people who shave their entire bodies because they look cool, okay. And part of me says you're not happy with who you are. Part of me says you're not really honoring yourself because you're trying to be something unnatural. Okay, I'm not going to argue with that. But to the point is like, but are you looking really inside of who's your core? All these other things that you spend all this other time, makeup. Guys are putting on eyeliner and stuff these days. I mean, it's like, okay. Male purses, male this, male blah, blah, blah. And it's like, nobody stopped me from putting on makeup years ago if I wanted to. And I did because I had an issue with a black eye and I had to go for an interview and I put on some base makeup. I'm in theater. I know how to do makeup, right? So I put a little base on and I went for the interview. They never knew I had makeup on, but I covered up a black eye. I looked better for the interview. But now I wasn't trying to, be all snooty and blah, blah, blah. But to the point, so I understand there are circumstances, there are things, but are you honoring yourself? Or are you trying to be somebody you're not? I can't answer that. Ain't going to judge you. I know I have family members who are gay, both ways. Don't care. As long as they're happy. And I've always said, just be happy with who you are. If that's who you are, then fine. But respect it then. Don't trash it. If that's who you are, then be it and be comfortable with it and honor yourself and those around you. Don't make a fool of yourself. Honor those people around you. Show some respect for your friends and your family. Do what you want to do, but do you have to go naked down the street or put on some kind? There are limits to things and you should understand them, okay? Because in this new quantum shift world, there are going to be things that's like, it's just going to be different. So I send out all my love to you guys. I heard Nestle's took clean water from native people and charges us. Absolutely. They've been doing it a long time. If you type bear medicine and search, you'll find video that will connect the bear and the tree. It's a story that was passed down from elders from my tribe in California. What tribe, One Cup, if you don't mind? I'm Cherokee and Muskogee Creek. So just curious. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Is that pronounced Miwok? That's how I've heard it. But anyway, to the point though, And so, one cup, two people, you understand it then. There are so many things that white folks don't get that's so important, you know? It's just simple respect and honor. And, you know, I think it's wonderful. We just need to be more patient with other folks because what this quote class is, only 13 members survived from the gold rush. What a shame. Um, what's so important right now moving into this transition is that these things are real, that they're possible, and we really need to be patient with other people. And we can show them just simple techniques. Hey, did you know that this affects this? Did you know that? You don't have to say, you know, you're wrong about this and you've been wrong. Can't go there. We need to be kind. Of all the things, we might have been right for a lot of years, but it still doesn't give us the right to condemn or, you know, look down on somebody else that has spent their life not getting it. It doesn't matter as long as they get it during this transition. So that's what part of this is about. Actually, that's what this is a lot about. Totally agree. There's a lot of trauma that has got to be forgiven. Absolutely. Personal trauma, tribal trauma. I mean, you know, I think, you know, down here in South Georgia and northern Florida, where the Muskogee Creek are, they had their own trail of tears that a lot of people don't even know about. You know, hundreds of people at least died along this southern trail of tears. You know, everybody hears about the Trail of Tears, you know, from the Cherokee Nation and across to Oklahoma and all that. Okay, fine. But nobody knows about the other Trail of Tears, the one down here in the South and in other places, you know. So there's a lot of trauma. There's a lot of earthly trauma that must be forgiven. And that's where a lot of us are going to be, the drumming's going to become even more important. I was told not to drum for a while, by the way, because it was upsetting what was going on. And now I'm told it's okay to drum again. So thumbs up for that one. But I think I was told for a specific reason, because I've been to drummings and I've been to powwows since then, but I was told not to drum. And I was just trying to be respectful from what my elders were telling me. Okay. But anyway, so lots of good changes coming. A lot of people going to be freaked out. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I mean, even if there's some crappy time thrown in there, well, okay. You know, I mean, I love to go down rapids in my kayak and so forth. Have I got tumped out and almost drowned a time or two? Yeah. But do I still get in the kayak? Oh, you betcha. There's something about it, scraped arms. Yeah, I wear a helmet and all that kind of good stuff. But to the point, though, you never know when something's going to happen. You get flipped up or whatever. But you know what? That's life. But I have so much fun in the water and the thing and the blah, blah, blah. I take the chance. So, you know, I look at this life journey as like, you know, we're on a big set of rapids on a river of life. And sometimes it gets a little hairy. So you put your life jacket on. You put your protection on, you learn how to swim, and you do your best, and you get in the boat and go have fun. You know, but you be careful. Have fun. So the rapids get big, so the water's high. Just take it. Know who you are, know what you are, have respect for your surroundings. And I've literally been in some situations where I was like, water, don't do that. And it didn't until I got by. And then I was like, that was weird. So, I mean, you know, and that's going to be part of the manifestation of things that we're going to learn. So school's coming up. Lessons are coming. I love you all. Thank you for hanging out with me. Blessings to you. One cup to Sherry and anybody else that's been on and anybody else who may come on. I send you my love and blessings to all of you. We're winning this war. Yeah, it's going to be a little rough and some bumpy bumps, but we're winning this. We are doing positive things. Keep sharing, keep doing what we do. We really need to include the Native American history in our history books. Yes, we do. The ghost dance is still illegal by the U.S. government. You know, the ghost dance, one cup, you know, the ghost dance was actually invented. The ghost dance really wasn't a dance until, I can't remember. It was about around the 1900s, a little earlier probably. But there were some white folks who was out trying to, you know, share American traditions. So they literally created dances back in the day. Now I've sat with Lakota, I've sat with Cherokee, I've sat with Cheyenne and Tlingit and different tribes from all over California, Alaska, Calgary, British Columbia. I mean, I've spoke with a bunch of people from a lot of different tribes, and they all tell a very similar thing. Well, that didn't used to be a dance. We created it because they said, well, and somebody dressed up an eagle. Now, does that mean that there were no dances that the natives had? No, but the dances were given names. So somebody came up with the ghost dance and they were like, "Ooh, can't do that. Oh, that's against the law. Oh, blah, blah, blah." Somebody somewhere down the line said there's something in that when you can't do. It was white people. Just saying. They gave me my people a casino, which was just granted in all hearts and minds. It's very sad on many levels. Like Dave said, we have to be positive. Yep. How we get the money? It's one thing. How you spend the money, that's a totally different one. It's like, well, if people want to hand you money to gamble, who's to say that, they're the idiots that come to you? If you go to somebody and say, hey, you want to gamble with me? Let's do the 3-card money thingy. Let's do that's a shyster. But if you just open up a business and people come to you, well, now what you do with that money? Are you buying drugs? Are you working for the natives? Or what are you doing with that money? And I've seen some of these tribes. I shake my head and go, you know what? It doesn't matter who you are, of like what tribe or what nation and any country on this planet. It seems like whenever they get the smell of money, they forget all the rest of it. And it's like, what? Okay, build the casino. Okay, be careful with the land. Okay, do this. Okay, blah, blah, blah. But then what are you doing with the money? Well, there are more people making money. Is everybody in the casino making the same amount? No. The business guys are making twice as much as the people that are dealing the cards. Wait a minute. Aren't we all in this together, brother? Shouldn't everybody make the same amount of money if we are part of the tribe? My thought is if it says that this is how much money the casino's making, then everybody should get an equal cut. Not the janitor get less than the guy who's dealing versus the guy who's in this or whatever. Everybody should make the same. They don't even give equality to their own natives. What a shame. What a shame. They don't even respect their own tribes anymore. Shame, 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 shame. It's like, wait a minute. And even if they are part of the tribe, even if you don't work at the casino, shouldn't you get some of the money? Well, I don't know. He don't work. He's just a lazy old Indian, gets drunk. Yeah, but this is native land. Isn't this part of his? Isn't he part of your tribe? Did you kick him out or something? Well, I know some natives who got kicked out because of the 1/4 rule or 1/3 rule or something like that. They were full bleed, married someone who was white. They had a child. Now their son is being kicked out because there was a white person in the lineage somewhere. And now when they turn of age, they're kicked out of the tribe. What? But they have respect for everyone. Oh, yeah, but we want to keep the tribe clean. Then why didn't you throw him out when he was 3? Why did you wait till he was 21 or 18 or whatever, whatever the tribal law is? What? But these are the same people who are trying to say, respect me because I am Native American. And to some of those folks, I go, you know what? You ain't learned shit in your lifetime. But now the people that I have met have been true Native American shaman type folks. They live in a tent a lot of the times, don't care, dirt floors. I mean, they are so down to earth, but they have everything. They're not wanting from anything. Even if they don't have anything, they're not wanting because they know Mother Earth, Father Sky. They know that if they have faith, they will be provided for, especially if they look for it, forage for food, look for a job, whatever it is. If they try, then it will come to them. That's all. It's all that's ever asked of anybody. If you sit on a hill, you ain't going to get nothing. But if you walk around the hill and up and down the hill, and well, you could find mushrooms or berries or something to eat or whatever, But if you just sit on that hill, you ain't getting nothing. So you can say, well, here I sit, Creator, provide for me. And Creator looks down and says, get up off your fat dove. And there are things all around you, but you can't get them if you're sitting. So go ahead, sit still all you want to. But if you want to eat, you're going to have to go look for it. It's out there. It's all around you. Go look. Go collect it. Is it work? Not if you're trying to forage for food or whatever. It's fun. You're getting nourishment if you understand the bigger process. So lots of things need to change. A lot of people need to change their opinions. Folks who used to have respect have lost their respect. They've lost their self-respect because they sold out in so many ways. People who buy cases of plastic bottles and drink out of it when they have, it's just like, hey, don't get me started on the plastic again. But to the point is that they just don't care. They've sold out to the system. And for those few of us who are still out here going, I'm sorry, but I cannot contribute to the killing of the planet anymore. I cannot contribute to this. I know better, therefore I choose to change. So for all of those of us who are looking for the change, who can see that it's there, yes, some of it's going to be difficult, but once we get into the new swing of things, it's going to be okay. I hear white people were scared of the ghost dance. Absolutely. They're scared of a lot of dances. I would have scared white people if indigenous people unified back then. They were unified back then. But, when you got a long rifle and, 15 wagons full of ammunition and all the Braves have are 4 or 5 arrows apiece and a bow, when the Braves are off over here and the army comes in and wipes out the women and children of the tribe, kind of hard to go any further than that. So the natives did join, but their resources weren't anywhere near what, the white people had. So they tried. They tried desperately. Crazy Horse, Sitting Bull, there are a bunch of them, and every one of them deserves my respect because what they wanted, they just simply wanted to live. They knew then, and a lot of them still do, we don't own this earth. It's white people who said, we are put in dominion over the earth. And so what people have thought, dominion means I can do whatever the hell I want. I listened to that crazy Pat Roberts on that channel, the Christian channel thing. I want to choke him through the TV. We have dominion over the earth. We can build, we can dig, we can blow up things. We can mine whatever we want because God gave us dominion over the earth. And I say to him, you're going to hell, because you don't get it. Your God ain't my God. Your God has nothing to do with what dominion means. You've taken the word and bastardized it for your own white person type thing. And for people who go around with this Christian attitude that we have dominion over the earth, they just need to get slapped. I don't mean get hurt, but they need pay attention. Sit down. We need to have a talk here, because they've been whitewashed. Literally. They've been brainwashed through religions. I've been there and have, I still have my little tidbits of things here and there that I still like, Okay, I still like certain things. All right, I like cookies and they're wrapped in a plastic. If they sold them in a paper bag, I'd buy them, but they don't. So, all right, there are certain things that even I like. Yeah, it's plastic, but I can't get it any other way. But I limit what I do and I burn the plastic or use them, or I try to find things that I can recycle. If it's in plastic, then I try to find it in a plastic that I can recycle. I can use around the house as a planter or whatever. So what you do in your own world and how you look at it. And I think I've probably milked this one to the bone, as it were. But my family has to dance with Pomo Indians that still hold on to their culture but don't have a casino. Check out that story. You will like it. Bear Medicine. Much love, Dave. Thank you, One Cup. You sound like me when I am sickened by conservative Christians. Yeah. I can't remember the guy's name. He was a movie star. And he was like, he lived around Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Big place for the rich to go and all this stuff, and near Lake Tahoe, blah blah blah. And he was sitting there and he goes, you know what? I don't give a good goddamn. And he said this. I'm just repeating. He said, I don't give a good goddamn. I got a four-wheeler that gets 4 miles to the gallon, and I dare anyone to say anything that I don't have the right to drive that freaking truck well and use up all the gas. If I can afford it, I'm going to spend it. And I was like, but I'm for the earth, he says. I'm for conservation, he says. Oh, yeah, conservation around Jackson Hole and Wyoming. Oh, yeah, let's save the trees and let's do this. But we're going to kill all the coyotes and all of this and that and the other thing. Oh, yeah, because, yeah, white conservative Christians. They just don't get it. We got to hold their hand, though, and we got to be kind. So you sound like me. Okay, enough of that. Been an hour and 10 minutes. I love you all. Thank you, Sherry D. Thank you, One Cup, and anybody else who showed. I love you all. So from my soul, heart, and my heart, soul to you, much love. I honor and respect every single human being, whether I like you or not. But seriously, I love you all, and take care of one another. Send the love out. We got to be patient. Lots of things going to be happening. So just pay attention. Be aware of what's going on. Stay to your core. Stay to that, pay it forward. Stay in that frame of mind. So much love. Thank you, family. Thank you. Love to you and all of you folks. So good morning, everybody, and good night or however. So I'm out of here in 3, 2, and till next time, guys.